This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to call the meeting to order, the Manhan Rail Trail Committee, March 17th, 2025. Yeah. So I sent out the agenda with the minutes with the agenda. If anybody has any comments, corrections, let us know. All right,
I did not see anything that needed change.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the January 27th meeting minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second. Okay, all in favor? Okay, all right. Public speak time? Nobody's remote. It's getting on.
Public are not allowed to
There's
speak, 'cause they're
Steve.
not here.
All right, there's Steve.
Hey, Barb.
Hi there.
Hello, again.
So there's not a really whole lot of business, but there are a few updates. And I know, Steve, sorry, I forgot to put your item on the agenda, but I think you can just explain it and we can put it anyway
Sure.
when we get to that point. I think the first thing we need to kind of decide, even though it is only March, is what day would we like to schedule our regular mulching project day. I have spoken to George Labrie and he is available on Saturday, May 3rd. He could even do earlier, he said, but sometimes I think that April can be pretty, it can be unpredictable.
Yeah,
So we've had better luck in May, even though it's just a few days into May. The first Saturday is when we usually do it, but.
why break with tradition?
Yeah, I think it's kind of nice when it's like the same weekend as the city cleanup too, like it was last year.
Right. Yeah, the city cleanup is the next day, Sunday, May 4th. So is that,
I'm not gonna be around on the 3rd, but
okay. Yeah, we usually.
it was fun last
We
year.
have enough people. So,
I'm a little busy on Sunday morning, so
no, this is Saturday.
I'm at the next day. The cleanup.
Oh, yeah, for the cleanup. That's if you want to go. It has nothing really to do with us, but we're on Saturday. Okay, so I will let George know that we're on for Saturday, May 3rd for the mulching, and I'll get the everything ordered and set.
What time we usually start?
What time do we usually start? 30.
It was 8:30 last year.
Yeah.
Where did we start?
It's right up by the mural.
Yeah.
We can, I don't know. I mean, I'm usually there early. Like I'd say by 8:30, 9 o'clock, we're usually. Last year, I think we were done by like 10:30.
Yeah.
It was really fast. Yeah. As long as with George doing the scooping of the mulch into wheelbarrows, it goes really fast.
A little front loader.
Yeah,
That's
makes
nice.
all the
That's
difference.
nice.
Yeah, so that's why I reached out to him first to make sure he was available.
Sweet.
All right, Saturday, May 3rd, mark your calendars. Trail maintenance update. We've got a couple. Wendy, do you know what's going on with the Eversource project?
No, I don't know. I
The
don't
Love
get
Field
out that way, so I'm assuming they were supposed to start.
They have started
Oh, have
because
they started? Okay.
you can't get any further south than the bridge over Route 10.
Okay,
That's blocked on the north end
okay,
and almost to Arcadia is where the other end is.
okay. So
they
it's
must
like
be
from,
working.
so it's from
They
like
are.
Love Field Street going towards Northampton.
John,
It's not as far as Lovefield. It's by where the trail is to Arcadia off the. Well,
Wow.
by the cross,
Street.
by the
Right
Lovefield
across.
cross. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It's a little further up, but you can't come across the bridge. Cause I didn't know it and I was out walking
Yeah.
and got that far and went, oh, how am I gonna get
So what
home?
are they doing?
So,
Yeah, they were supposed to have some kind of detour. Was there a signage on
You know,
how
it's just blocked, just.
yeah, there's really, truthfully,
There's
unless,
someplace to go.
well, you could go up on Route, you go up, go on Route 10.
Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I had to walk back on Route 10.
Yeah.
It's not that much fun.
So Eversource is, doing some work on their transmission line.
That's what.
replacing the poles.
And it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, it's been through.
Yeah.
4 to 6 weeks, I think.
Or something.
It's not gonna interfere with any of the other work, is it?
We told them to coordinate with Greg because
Yeah,
it's out of our,
yeah. It is kind of towards the end of our trail, so that's good. It's not like it's right in the middle.
Actually in Northampton.
Most of it's in
Most of it-
Northampton.
It is actually in Northampton, it's just across the line.
I mean, in the past, they've done work down off Port Hill Road, and when I first heard about it, I thought that was where they were talking about. So I was glad to hear that it was where it is, rather than like right in the middle of our trail. Okay, so there's that. Also, I sent you information about, Wendy and I met last week with a guy that works, he's a contractor that works with Eversource. They want, it's down by the power plant down at Route 5. They wanted to remove a couple trees that were potential issues if, so he sends, yeah.
Onto the grid, transformers
Are
or
they gonna
something.
take care of the dead tree?
well, hang on. So, yeah, so he sent pictures, but I mean, there were all sorts of other trees in the picture and I'm like, I can't tell which ones you're talking about here. I mean, we know that it's all it's a mess down there.
Yeah.
Truly a mess. So Wendy and I met with the guy. He was very nice. We went out, we walked on the trail and there was 2 trees. One, I mean, they're both, they're fine. We're not even gonna know that they're gone. Yeah. And then, I said, what about this dead cherry tree next to the kiosk? So they're gonna remove that for us.
Excellent.
Yep. And then there was some trees that kind of had branches that were really kind of hung down noticeably kind of right over the trail. And they're gonna trim those too.
Sweet.
So he, and then, also he said that Eversource is interested in maybe planting a bed with pollinator plants.
Yeah.
And we need to get him in contact with the bees
Yeah.
committee, which I
Right.
forgot to do.
Right.
PCT.
Yeah, he seemed very community forward. He really wanted to think.
Yeah, I mean, Eversource could have just not even reached out and just like done it probably.
Yeah, they probably
So,
could've.
yeah.
I mean, what he said,
Show
he said
goodwill.
if he had, he had his wish, he said he thinks all those trees on the side by the Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Take them all out. They're all covered with poison ivy and bittersweet and just,
Yeah, they're all getting strangled.
There-
It was
Several of
just
them are
a lot
ash,
of-
too, which means they're gonna be, if they're not dead yet, they're gonna be.
Yeah.
dead pretty soon.
Roots are more troublesome than the overhead. So
yeah, it's really,
Would we plant anything in their place?
well, that isn't something, that is something that he would see as something that would be good.
That was kind of a wishful thinking.
Right.
And he said that they would clear that all out and replant it with some nice ornamental cherries or something that would be appropriate for a bike path,
But at this point, they're
That's
just
not gonna
taking down
happen.
2 trees, our dead cherry tree next to the kiosk and doing some little trimming. So that's all that they're gonna do this time. But I do have an update on when. Got this today. They said we are going to have to push our work start date to possibly Wednesday, but more likely Thursday of this week. Because we're having trouble with one of our chippers. We were planning on managing the work area ourselves to keep pedestrian and bikers out of the work zone. Unless Greg was asking about having police. I mean, unless there's an official need for a detail, I believe we can handle this in-house. And they're looking at 2 to 3 days to finish it. I think down there, I think it should be fine.
but so people drive there, they park and they can't get through. Is there gonna be a way for them to get around?
I think they probably could go on that road. But, they could probably work around. I mean, they said We were planning on managing the area ourselves to keep pedestrian bikers out of the work zone. A job which our crew has extensive experience with.
So they didn't say they were going to close the trail.
No.
Okay.
But it may be obstructed, that people may not be able to get through if they're parking at the Route 5 trailhead. Maybe we should just put something online. Just so
Well, I
people-
think I would say that there's gonna be work there. You may
Right.
have to navigate. Yeah.
Right, and maybe present some alternatives, like we could either start at
One of the cross
Fort
streets.
Hill or something.
Right.
I have a feeling that these people would probably work around.
Yeah.
If there's somebody that's on the bike, I think they'd probably work around it. But I'm not sure.
Because
but
there's
I'm guessing.
kind of a second driveway that goes parallel to the path where it's paved, this old pavement from just the utilities. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a double width anyway
Right.
for most of it.
Right.
So I would think,
Yeah.
who
So,
knows if the trees are really leaning, they obviously
Yeah.
don't want me walking under, but.
to me, I almost think it would be overkill to have a police person there.
Yeah.
But I mean, they do this work all the time. I would think they would.
Yeah.
It should be fine.
Yeah, I can put something on Facebook, but I'd kind of like to know an update, I don't wanna.
I would say either one's like mid to late week or something like that.
So this Irma works for tree service, that would be the contact.
Yeah. Yes, Alexis, what would you?
Sorry, I just joined late because I couldn't find the link. Can you tell me where you're talking about?
This is right down at the Route 5 end of the trail.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing an email about that. Okay, thanks.
I have a question. Is there a city ordinance that requires a police officer to be at a location where there's traffic is in? Because I think
There's no ordinance.
Northampton has one. They have to have a police officer there. I haven't seen that in Easthampton, but I thought I'd at least ask.
I think there might be state laws related to that, but
Well,
I think
it's
probably.
not
if
everywhere. It's
I-
just Northampton.
I
It's
think-
always a
I
Northampton
think if
comment.
it's an actual road job, I think they're required to, but this isn't really a road
it
job.
doesn't count.
Like potholes or something,
Police cars sitting where the Eversource work is happening on the bike trail.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not anywhere on the road.
Easthampton police don't have anything better to
They
do.
have to have a place to park it, so
Yeah, sitting there with the lights on.
they'll put it there where it looks like it's someone there.
All right, so
It's
that's
pretty effective.
that.
Yeah, it just seemed funny because they're not working on the road.
John, just to let you know, we've picked Saturday, May 3rd for the mulching. Saturday, May 3rd. Is that okay? Is that you free that day? Because you're always the one that helps with the, Holden Road mulching.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so if you will recall, a while ago, we had a woman who asked about putting a bench on the bike path, a memorial bench. And there was some, we were told her how much, based on what the Park and Rec Department charges. And she came back to me and said that they had the money and they wanted to move forward. And then the next thing to do was try to figure out where exactly she was talking about. So, we finally came up with a date that works for like John from the Park and Rec Department, myself, and maybe if anybody else wants to go for next Wednesday, 26th. Is that Wednesday or Tuesday? Wednesday, the 26th at 1:30. We're going to meet. I'm still a little unclear as to where exactly it is, but it's down kind of where they're doing the work. Right at Lovefield Street where, the trail crosses Lovefield where it used to be able to go to Route 10, but you can't go up there anymore. So it's going to be in that area someplace. I think it actually may be on the other side of Lovefield Street, as the trail heads towards Northampton.
Is it gonna be on the south side or it'll be on the south side of the trail?
It'll be on the Arcadia side of
It'll be on
it.
the Arcadia side of
I
the trail.
think, but I'm not sure. So that's why we're meeting them because
Okay.
Might be, because I know there were some stones like on the left-hand side as you're going toward Northampton before you cross Lovefield. And that's what the photos look like to me.
Right, yeah. So that's the reason why we're meeting, because we don't really know exactly where she means. The park department is fine with doing all the work. They're gonna order the benches. and they're gonna do the work and the installation and everything.
Benches, plural.
Or bench. And he said he thinks that should be plenty. I think it's like $3,500 should be plenty. And then whatever excess there is will go to the Friends.
Excellent.
So,
Sweet.
Very nice.
So it has to
so they're gonna
be
order,
on the Arcadia side, because there's fencing along.
there's like a little stretch of that.
Stretch.
I don't, we're gonna have to,
Yeah,
that's why we're meeting with her, because I'm really not.
because that's, the Arcadia side just seems like it's tougher to put something there. The other side is.
Yeah. I mean, it might be that when we're out there, we'll say that's not enough room, so we'll work with them to pick a place that. Send her pictures of the bench that, the kind of bench that the park department gets, and so that's good, yeah. They've stepped right up and said that, John said they would handle the whole thing.
That's
Right.
awesome.
Yeah, I know, I
That's
thought
what we
so
like
too.
to hear.
Delegation by the rail trail committee. I'd like to see
I
it.
know. So one other thing park related is that, our senior tax work-off helper, has retired from senior tax working on the bike path. So we apparently have somebody new. I have not met him. Hopefully he comes in the next 2 weeks, so I can give him a description of what we kind of do. But the park department will be where he reports his hours and, where he checks in. Because I won't be here anymore. I said, I'm reachable, but if there's any issues that he sees on the trail, I think he will be more reporting them to the park department. And then the park can reach out to me if, needs to. So, they won't be able to come into my office and tell me
Right.
about it.
Right.
So he needs to kind of have a place to go to report things.
Yep.
So they will report to any issues, even though I'm going to give him my email anyway, but the issues will be reported to the park department.
And how many hours?
I think we get like 150 hours for the year.
For the whole summer
Mhm.
or season?
And I don't think they can start till May. So,
Okay.
but I haven't met him yet. I don't know who it is. So, but Terry's done. Yeah. I mean, I hope that she still volunteers to do other things, but, yes, but she stepped aside from that.
Yep.
Cultural Chaos is Saturday, June 14th, and we have secured the same spot that we were in this past year. We got permission from the mayor to go ahead and use that area, even though that area of the parking lot is non-reservable anymore. But,
June 14th.
yep, Saturday, June 14th.
So we can be in that same spot?
Yep.
With the more space that we needed?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're gonna need.
Yep, and Alexis, Speed and Sprocket, is that the right name?
Mhm.
Okay, they're gonna be right next to us.
Spoke and Sprocket.
Okay,
Sean.
so
No,
they're,
that other one was a comedy duo.
yeah, so I've talked to Pasqualina and told her about how they're gonna be next to us and where we're gonna be. So we're all set with that spot. We'll just have to get our volunteer schedule. Maybe we can do that at the next meeting or in between.
Sure.
Sean, who is the owner of that, also is the coordinator for our Bikes for All program, which is part of the Northampton Trails program, which I've been part of for several years. We repair the bikes and give away.
Great.
So he's great.
Yeah. Well, there were a few people that needed it, and so it'll be good to have somebody actually knows what they do, what they're doing.
So if anybody here knows of someone that needs a bike, that really needs one, that can't afford one, please let me know because I have access to it.
That's great.
Don't have any? I'll fix one. We'll work.
All right, nice.
Actually, my neighbor's daughter could use one. Can you put your contact information in the email or something?
Give me that.
What?
I don't know.
Alexis,
Contact
Alexis.
information.
If you just look at one of our old emails.
Just look
everybody's
in the
listed.
one
Yeah,
of these.
just send your info to everyone.
You can just go in and look at who it was sent to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That's kind of all. So as everybody knows, I've only got 2 weeks from today, and I'm not here in the building anymore. I'm going to be taking all my stuff home, and I've already reached out to our mowers and trash people to send send the bills to me at my house or by email. Um,
So you're not retiring from us, right?
No, nope,
God bless you for that.
She's not allowed to.
no. But I'm gonna take all my stuff from here and it'll just be from home, not from the office. I think probably I'm gonna leave, the maps will still be here. And the dog, I have to get some more doggy pot bags. I
Don't
don't,
you still have some bells in the office?
we do. I should bring that, get those too.
For cultural chaos.
Yeah.
Yep, for cultural
They're
chaos.
cultural chaos, and I could put them in the mass bike storage if you can't store them anymore.
Oh, I can put them in my basement.
Okay.
Yeah, for cultural chaos, I'll have to borrow my sandwich board signs from the office, but that should be fine. So yeah, it's gonna be a little different, but I'll basically just be doing the same stuff, but doing it from my house.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the budget this year is pretty much, we're gonna do basically the same stuff as we've done before, but we'll just keep in contact with the Public Works and the Parks Department. And then for FY 27, we'll have to hopefully, be moving more towards the city.
Right. I think you should tell them what the email said about that. Right?
Yeah, they're gonna put out some kind of an RFP for maintenance services for the bike path. That's what the DPW superintendent said. But that's 2 years, not this year,
Not
next
The
year,
following
the
year.
following year.
And what's the latest on the contract? For the Mass Trails grant.
Oh, okay, so the latest that we have on that is what I kind of sent to you. The bids were opened. Apparently they came in a little higher than expected, but they're reviewing the budget. And they're, according to the email, they're still on track to complete. I mean, there's not much time, but, maybe once they get going, it won't really take that long if they just get right to work.
So are we talking 5% over budget?
I don't know.
You don't know what the.
All I
what the
know is,
difference was?
yeah,
I've seen for my work, we deal with development and construction, and all across Western Mass, every bid is coming in over budget, basically, in Easthampton too, that's just
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not alone
right.
in it coming over.
Yeah, let me just read the email from our, I guess she's the assistant engineer. It says, we have opened the bid for the Manhan Rail Trail and are reviewing our available budget before we confirm our lowest bidder or submit a contract. We are still on track to complete on time. So,
Can I just say one thing? Again, thank Wendy and also Jeff Bagg, who's no longer here. But if we had not gotten that grant this year, we would not ever get it under the present administration. They are gutting bike programs right now, and that's going to filter all the way down. So once again, thank you, Wendy. That was great.
no problem.
One thing on that, I last meeting mentioned maybe reaching out to George from Friends of Northampton Trails, just knowing that they had done some maintenance. So I did call George and asked just for tips on getting the word out about the bike maintenance and so he had a few tips. He said, and I don't know how much of this DPW might be doing already. So happy to share, but he said flyers at bike shops, Chamber of Commerce bulletin boards. He suggested maybe Gazette article, but again, I don't know if DPW might already be doing some of that.
For
There
what?
was one.
Sorry for the
Announcing the project.
announcing
Oh.
the closure
The work.
for the work, yeah, and any detours that are needed.
There was one for their trail. I saw it.
Yeah.
Said,
Right, and then the other thing he suggested was, I wasn't sure if the Easthampton Friends of the Trail or Friends of Easthampton Trails, is that the?
Friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Friends of Manhan have an email list, but he said that was really effective using the Northampton, Friends of the Northampton Trails email list. He was happy to send it out via their newsletter as well. He also suggested having, posters not only at like Coleman and downtown, but also he suggested at the Connecticut River crossing. He said a lot of people start there, park, and they'll go all the way. So he suggested, pretty extensive signage when we get to that point.
Yeah, I'm hoping the DPW is going to be able to help with a lot of that. I mean, as far as appropriate signage on the trail and stuff, because it's going to be kind of like a moving target. I think a lot of it's almost going to be hard. I think to really say, oh, we're going to be in this specific spot on this day and this. I think especially because the time frame is going to be really tight.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be that things are going to be happening
in multiple places.
All over the place, like trees being taken down. There's a lot of big cracks in the pavement. I hope they get taken care of.
Well, he also said that emails were helpful for them for that. Like if plans changed, you could like say, okay, update, timeline changed or.
Yeah, the
Facebook seems to be helpful too.
Yeah.
But
we're
I'm
gonna
gonna need the information. To
Right,
we're gonna
have to. I mean, and
We're gonna have to stay
Mandy,
on
who
top.
is our new assistant engineer, I think she's looking like she's more of the contact person. for
Okay.
this. I think they're really gonna have to keep us updated because, I mean, there's gonna be, especially without me here, it's gonna be,
I think they need to take ownership of that and sort of,
yes.
if they can provide a link that we can just reference, there will likely be work going on these weeks,
Yes.
please check, this Facebook site or whatever site,
Well,
city site.
it'd be good for the mayor's office to be putting out press releases and updates, like work updates and things
Right, like they did for Union Street. Like, if they can do it like that, then, we just refer people to that site rather than feeling like we have to get that information and distribute it ourselves.
That was another thing George mentioned. They had a QR code so that if you have whatever site that is, that will always be the most up to date. Then if you have the signage, you can just say for most recent updates, check here. And then somebody that's using the trail on, a random Saturday can scan it and see, it's next week it's going to be there or whatever.
I know the Gazette reporter for the Easthampton beat pretty well professionally. So like, if we do get this information, I could forward it to her and she,
They can at least maybe do a project right before it's ready to start.
Right, yeah.
Project, an article right before it's ready to start.
But happy to help coordinate with Northampton Trails or whatever. It's help. I know that, DPW it should probably be doing a lot of this, but happy to help with the kind of
It's going on.
other components if that's helpful.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's good. I do need, I should reach out just because I won't be here.
Right.
If they're gonna have to, be more responsive. I mean, I can come in still and bug them, but I think it'd be more appropriate for me to just know who to contact to make sure they're letting us know.
Right.
And I think they know about that part. And I hopefully on the trail themselves, they'll take care of having signs
And the
detours and things like that.
But we also want to have it on all of our media.
Right. I'm just concerned because it's almost April.
I know.
And I think they said they're supposed to be done by the middle of June. That's pretty tight.
I mean, I think there's an opportunity for an extension that was listed and, so, I mean, if it's looking like it's lagging, that should be looked into.
Yeah. I'll reach
Well,
out.
maybe they figure a couple of weeks. I think
Maybe. I don't know. Seems like a lot to do in a couple of weeks.
It's
Got two
state
2 months.
funds, right? Is it state funds?
Think so, yeah.
That's by the end of June.
It has to be spent by then.
I'll even reach out to Mandy because when did she send that? A week ago? So maybe there's been an update since then. Yeah, Tuesday, March 11th. Let me check with her. Okay.
Yeah, if you get something, I'll put it on.
Yeah, as soon as if I get anything from her, I will send it to all of you.
Okay.
It would be nice if, I mean, if they need more money, I'm a little concerned about the timeline, but, I feel like that's something that they need to.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that was what I was asking. Is it 5,000 more that we could magically take in,
I
or
think it's more than that.
50,000,
But
but
I
I don't have?
Yeah, I don't really know any of the numbers. I don't know any of the names or anything, but. All right. Steve, what was it that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, there's a letter that Craig sent out that is against or it's trying to prevent the like I said, the gutting of bike funding at the federal level, which is occurring right now. So what they're trying to do is get government officials, mayors, city councilors, etc., to sign on to it. So I was thinking I would be willing to present it to the city council now that I've appeared once and I'm not totally scared of doing it. If someone that maybe knows the mayor better than I do, if would feel comfortable broaching it with her, and also then, of course, would like everyone to approve it. So, can I share the screen here, or can you? Or you know what I can do, Barb? I think when I sent the email to you.
Yeah.
I think I forwarded Craig's, and I think I did it to, I probably did it to my Manhan list, which probably is no longer the same as yours. So I should probably reply all to one of your emails.
Okay,
and
yeah,
Send that out again.
okay,
And then if everyone could take a look at it, and maybe we can discuss at the next meeting.
okay.
Sweet.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay, terrific. Sorry, Steve, it totally slipped my mind to add that on.
No problem. No problem.
All right.
At least you remembered, Barb. You
Oh,
brought it up. That's
all
good.
right. Okay.
Barb,
That's,
can I just ask, how do they replace you? Is it a civil service job, or is it
no, it's an
Apply?
appointed, it's an appointed position. My assistant's gonna take over.
Oh, wonderful, great.
So, yeah. So, did you all get my invitation about my little shindig? Okay.
Abandoned city.
Yeah, on the Thursday. Anyway, I will still be here, so. Is there John, do you have anything, any trail stuff that you know of?
I think so.
I
I
know,
haven't got a trail much. So.
yeah, it's been kind of a quiet time, but pretty soon we'll be getting busy. I'll have to put Jake the rock snake back out after we do the mulching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was an article in tonight's TV news about that
Wow. Jake.
elsewhere.
Oh.
Probably Rocky showing up with.
Yeah, well, Jake's been in my
Jake-
basement all
Jake.
winter, and he's very heavy.
He's kind of like they were naming him Rocky. Same concept.
But we have to mulch it before that.
Yeah.
But
Excellent.
yeah, so our next scheduled meeting is April 28th. That's according to our schedule we put together. So unless anybody has anything else, that's about all I have.
You still meet here, even though you're
Yep.
no longer
No,
gonna be.
it'll still be, you guys won't even know the difference.
Oh, yes, we will. Hopefully you
I just-
will notice.
I just won't be around to like bother people as much as I have. All right, do I hear a motion to adjourn? Second,
Second.
all in favor? All right, see you on the 28th.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.